Today, I'm going to be cooking my oxtail stew with butter beans directly from my cookbook. And I'm going to be cooking some Nigerian Jollof rice. So stay tuned. So some of the things we're going to season oxtail with soy sauce, Worcestershire sauce, browning, brown sugar, thyme, allspice, salt, and pepper. I have done that. I just need to get the thyme in there. Joshua, I need the thyme from down there. Or did we just put it to the side? Yeah, I need the thyme. So we're going to be following the cookbook recipe in a large pot, Dutch pot. We're going to heat the oil, sear oxtail on all sides until brown, remove and set aside. So that's what we're going to do. Okay. Hey, Kane, how are you today? So I'm gonna get some more oil in there. Cooking from my cookbook today, Kane. And I thought I would go live. Now what we're doing is we're polishing the dishes for what we're gonna have our dinner party in February. You can pay $50 per person to come and experience international cuisine with me, some chefs and friends. I'll be overseeing the Nigerian cooking, and I'll let some of my friends do what they do. What are you doing? What are you up to, buddy? Okay, cool. So this is gonna take a few hours to get done. So that's cooking directly from the book too, Doctor. So very important. We're here, so right here in this step, I season oxtails appropriately, pan. Now I'm heating the oil, I'm searing the oxtails off. When I sear them, I'm gonna put them aside. Then I'm gonna take the onions, the green onions and the garlic, okay? And I'm going to put those in the pot. And then I'm return the oxtail, Scotch bonnet pepper, one pierced. This is spicy. You know your brother doesn't like spice, so. And then bring it to a boil, reduce the heat, and let it cook for 3 hours. All right, so that's what we're doing. So we're gonna cook that accordingly. So you guys will be on here until I get to the place in the party here. For those of you who are just joining, we're cooking from our cookbook today. Hello, Games 2. We are cooking from my new published cookbook, Divine Fusion. Okay. And you like a little spice, huh? And we're cooking the oxtail stew with butter beans, and we're gonna cook some jollof rice from Nigeria. So oxtail is typically known as a dish that made popular in the Caribbean. A particular island would be Jamaica. Although many other islands cook oxtails, but Jamaica is probably just the one that's most popular for doing it. So we're cooking recipes from the cookbook, okay? So you can find my cookbook on Amazon.com for those of you who like to purchase it. Right now I'm searing the meat. Okay. That's what we're doing. So this is our Christmas present to ourselves. That, you know, my sons are here for the next 3 weeks, and we're going to be just cooking dishes from the cookbook and enjoy it. We'll let that sear. So I hope everybody's enjoying it. How's everybody doing today? So, Game 2 say he has the same cookbook. All right, awesome, amazing. We're glad to have you guys here. We'll get my thyme in there. This is the marination. This is the sear pot. Get my thyme in there. I'm going to leave the thyme in there even when I start cooking it. So I'm going to put that thyme in there. I got all my ingredients. I'm organized. I'm ready to go. Those of you just joining, we're cooking from the cookbook. We're cooking the oxtails, and we are cooking the jollof rice today. So I'm going to be live until I add the water, because this has to cook for about 3 hours for it to get into that flavor. So what we're doing right now is we're searing it. We're locking in flavor. Okay? The soy sauce, the Worcestershire sauce, the browning, the seasoning. We're locking in flavor. That's what we're doing right now. So preferably, I'm going to recommend that you use olive oil. Preferably. And I bought more olive oil. I know I did. I got that searing on high right now. I'll turn it down a little bit. We got a little Caribbean music playing in the background. I'm searing off the meat. All right, nice searing, nice searing. All I did was just sear the meat, searing in that flavor. Give you guys a chance to see that. I've just seared it in the meat. That's the browning on there. Browning is optional, but I chose to put the browning on there. Makes the meat darker. It gives it a nice appeal. So I got these first batch here nice and seared. Let me get the rest of this in there. Nice. I got that thyme in there. Now what I really need to do is, hey Google, turn the music off. I actually need to turn the fan on, but yeah, rest those pieces in there. Let them sear. Got a little history of this particular dish is the oxtail was the tail of the ox that was thrown away by the slave masters, and the Africans on the islands took it and made a delicacy out of it. I used to be able to get oxtail for $1.99 a pound. Today it costs me $10.59 a pound, and that's at a Whole Food meat store. If you go into stores like Walmart or Publix, you may pay anywhere between $15 to $17 per pound for oxtail right now. Okay? So you want to be aware of that. Okay? Oh no, people come and go. They're out of game. Okay? So, and you're good to go. And we're here. We're here. So, and now it's become a household dish. I paid about $35 for a hotel. So, very important. So, now, while that's searing, I can be getting some of the things ready for my jollof rice. And jollof rice, a little bit of history behind that, for those of you who want to know. Jollof rice is nothing more than a whole meal by itself. The aroma, the taste of it, It's like someone took rice and made it a meal. We're going to add peppers, onions, fresh tomatoes, and tomato paste. We're gonna grill it, saute it, and then we're going to put it in the blender and get it stirred up. And I got some jasmine rice, and I'm going to pour that in there with a little bit of water, cover it with aluminum foil in the top, and I'm going to let it cook. Jollof rice is an entire meal by itself. It's vegetables and rice infused with each other. And then from there you can go where you want to go with it. So some people want it to be spicy and things of that nature. So as you see here, the title of my book is Divine Fusion. And that's what we're doing here. I'm taking a Jamaican dish and an African dish, and I'm combining the two. This appeals to me. This is what I like to do. I'm one of the very few chefs that actually blend cultures. I'm not hung up on being one thing at all. And I like to explore. And my cookbook is my baby. That's my baby. It really is, because it really highlights who I am as a diverse individual. And I'm not stuck on trying to prove anything about my culture is better than yours. No, not at all. Everything I've learned about cooking was from different people from different cultures. So I'm just cutting up some onions here. I'm just getting this stuff prepped, or what they say in French, mise en place. Everything in its place. Those of you know I'm Chef Israel. Okay. I've owned over 6 restaurants. Enjoyed some success in some of them. Been a college professor, teaching people how to run restaurants for over 20 years now. Taught at multiple universities. I've taught tens of thousands of students. And the truth of the matter is, when you talk to me, I never bring up my accolades. Never. I don't think it's necessary. So we kind of go from there. So that's seared pretty good, and we're following the instructions to the recipe, okay? And we're going from there. Hello, Olive Game, I see you. And we're following the recipe according to the cookbook. Once again, I want to get this off my hands. I got a couple books I need to get mailed out. For those who requested signed copies. Today we're cooking my oxtail dish with butter beans, and we're cooking jollof rice from my cookbook, Divine Fusion. So you're going to be here until I cover the pot. All right. So right now what we're doing is searing in the flavor on those oxtails, which we've successfully done. All the meat is seared now. Okay. Already looks great to me. All right. We got that meat seared. Just going to allow it to now begin to soak in that water. Okay. Now that the meat is seared, we're going to do exactly what it told us to do. It told us. It said 1 Scotch bonnet pepper. And it said onions and garlic. And where is... I got my onions and garlic minced, my green onions here minced, my white onions minced. Okay. All of that then goes into the pot. Okay. All right. Now that's in the pot. And just for sake, I'm just letting the XYZ, I'm going to pour in some water. I'm not going to use beef broth. Beef broth tends to be a little high in sodium, so I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do, I'm going to return the meat to the pot. Those vegetables are on the bottom. Now, I'm not going to use beef broth. I'm going to use water, okay? Just preference. There's no wrong way to cook anything if people like your food. And I need for everybody to say that, okay? If people like your food, there's no wrong way to cook food. So I need to say that for a few people to hear because they make me laugh. When people say it has to be done this way or it has to be done that way. It doesn't have to be done any way except for the way that the people who are buying your food like your food. Okay? I came up with a fried chicken recipe that was a multi-million-dollar recipe, and it broke all the culinary rules of how things are supposed to be done. Okay? So you're going to have a lot of people who Chef Emerald called the food police, who are going to try to tell you to do things one way and only one way is acceptable. And the food police are not there to let you develop and create. They're there to control you. All right? I took a little bit of that browning that was already in there. Okay. So, voila. So, in my book, I teach about the 10 T's of cooking. What you just saw was techniques. We braised it. We seared in flavor. Okay? We followed instructions. Now, we're going to put on the timer. And it said 2 to 3 hours. We're definitely going 3 hours because we want it tender. Or the latest fad is tendernism, right? That's the latest fad. So I'm just going to let that cook right here. Look, anyone can do this. If I'm doing this while I'm making this video. Okay, they want to simmer. I got that there. Okay. So voila. Now it's cooking. All right. If you ever want to learn how to cook, you can. You ever want to challenge yourself? The 4 cuisines that I feel that call my name are Nigerian food, Asian food, Caribbean food, and the South. Okay? So that's who I am. That's what makes up my makeup. So all I've done here now is I've cut the tomatoes up, the onions up, the red peppers up for the jollof rice. So what am I going to do? I'm going to take this pan here, I'm going to wash it out. Both of my sons are sick, and I haven't been sick in years. And I only get sick when they get sick. And they get sick when they go to their mother's house. Go figure. I'm going to go ahead and just turn that on. Because I just need to cook this down so I can blend it for the jollof rice. All right. Jollof rice is not difficult to make. Now, these are the basic ingredients. You may decide to use some other ingredients. What did I say to you? Because I stand by it. As long as the people that you're serving like your food, there is no right and wrong way to do it. I just laugh inside because I watch people try to be the food police and tell people how to cook. And if you ever going to be your own chef, you're going to cook it the way that you want to cook it. As a matter of fact, the chefs that stand out and the ones that are being successful in their genre are the ones who break the culinary rules. Okay? All right. Okay. You definitely always want to be cleaning. So, voila. The basics, I got my wet rag and I got my dry rag. Just so you guys know. That's very important to have your wet rag and your dry rag. Now, I did not put any garlic in there. And once again, garlic is not one of the seasonings because I did put minced garlic in there. But I like to have a taste of garlic in there. Okay? Doesn't hurt. Go ahead and put it in there now. Another thing I'm going to teach you about a technique that my mom taught me. My mom always seasoned her food at the beginning and 15 minutes before the end. Okay? She never wanted to over-season it at the beginning and hoping that that was it. She purposely would season it to cook, and then the last 15 minutes, whatever she felt it needed, she would season it again. I walk in her footsteps as we speak with that same technique. Okay. Oh, all right. Look like I made a little mess. All right. My wet rag and my dry rag. Always cleaning, okay? Always staying organized. All right. I got my beans for the end part of the dish. And I got my tomato paste for the jollof rice. I got the vegetables on that I'm going to blend. This is tomatoes, onions, and peppers. I'm going to cook that down. I'm going to put it in the blender. This is going to become the base for the jollof rice, along with a little garlic and tomato paste. Okay. Now, you can season. Jollof rice can be its own meal. Say that with me. Jollof rice can be its own meal if you want it to be. It could be its own meal. So, as long as you understand that, you're going to be just fine. Scotch bonnet pepper, if you know, you know. If you're handling Scotch bonnet pepper, if you touch it with your hand, don't touch your face, don't touch your eyes. Okay? It's very hot. Okay? My son Caleb does not like spicy food. He loved the Asian dish last night, but he said, Dad, it was too spicy. Now, me and Joshua and I, well, basically, Joshua tore that Asian chicken up last night. What's up, buddy? You just cut your face?
What?
You just cut your face. You sure enough did. You just did that. What'd you do when you took a shower? What'd you wash your face with?
It's my purple scrub thing. I forgot what it's called.
Go look in the mirror. I'm serious. You cut yourself. So that's Joshua, big senior, coming up. So Joshua, just so you know, just the jollof rice. So of course it's in the cookbook, but you have to cook down your tomatoes, your onions, tomatoes, onions, and red peppers. Gonna cook that down. Then we'll put it in the blender and grind it up. Simmering, not high, 3 hours. This is set for the oxtails before we check it. The beans are added last. We just can smell that rich aroma, Josh. That might even clean your nostrils out a little bit. Smell that. Yeah. So when that cooks down, we're talking perfection, man. All right. So I'm cooking. So the surprise was I'm cooking some jollof rice. So yep. So I'm just gonna let this cook down here. Yeah, I'm gonna let that cook down. And I'm gonna turn this fan on. And I'm gonna go get some work done for the university. And I gotta place an order for the bar. So, and we'll go from there. So I hope everyone has enjoyed the first part of this video. Cooking with Chef Israel. I'll bring you back in a couple of hours when we are cooking the jollof rice, and I'll let you see that materialize as well too. So if you've enjoyed the video, put a thumbs up. Say, hey, I'd like to see more cooking videos, and we will go from there. Is this even cooking? This eye is a warmer. So let's go here. That eye is a warmer. All right. Everything mise en place, organized. Okay. Let that cook, turn the bit. And see you guys in the next video.